Well, thank you, Chairman Graham and Ranking Member Merkley, for the opportunity to testify before the committee today. What we now commonly call sanctuary cities was born nearly 50 years ago in California, and since then has exploded nationwide. According to the Department of Justice, 12 states, District of Columbia, as well as 22 other jurisdictions for now are officially considered sanctuary jurisdictions. But as the chairman said, there are likely hundreds more. According to a 2024 report, nearly 8 million illegal aliens resided in those jurisdictions, and 1 in every 3 Americans, or 120 million Americans, live in sanctuary jurisdictions. To be clear, this is not a localized phenomenon. Ultimately, sanctuary policies affect every American. And so while not all sanctuary jurisdictions have the exact same policies, they all share a core belief that it is acceptable and even justified to ignore illegal immigration and violations of our immigration law. But our law is clear. Title 8, Section 1227 clearly states that aliens who enter the U.S. illegally or otherwise in the U.S. without lawful authorization are, in fact, removable. That is the mission of ICE. The law goes on to address those who harbor illegal aliens. Title 8, Section 1324 states that any person who encourages or induces an alien to come, enter, or reside in the U.S., knowing or in reckless disregard of the fact of such coming to, entry, or residence, will be a violation of law. Now, due to the Supremacy Clause and a long list of judicial opinions interpreting that, states do not have the authority to pick and choose which federal laws are recognized and enforced. And they do not have the authority to nullify federal laws by ignoring them or proactively creating obstacles to their effectiveness. Tragically, sanctuary policies are unleashing devastating consequences for the American people, particularly those that live in those jurisdictions. In California, again, the birthplace of the sanctuary movement, local politicians released 4,641 criminal aliens from local jails in 2025, rather than handing them over to ICE for removal. Those criminals included aliens that had committed homicide, assault, sexual predatory offenses, and burglary. And just weeks ago, as the chairman indicated, in Fairfax County, just miles from where we are today, a criminal illegal alien with more than 30 arrests fatally stabbed a woman in the neck. In that county, Fairfax County, has been a sanctuary for almost a decade, and this is the tragic result. Despite the dangerous nature of sanctuary jurisdictions, there are some that will not stop until we've become a sanctuary nation, largely free from all border enforcement and immigration enforcement. Calls for ICE-free zones, detention bans, and even an outright abolishment of ICE are becoming increasingly common. The evidence is clear. To restore the rule of law, common sense, and public safety, the era of sanctuary jurisdictions need to come to an end permanently. Thankfully, President Trump and numerous states are taking action, but legal challenges persist, and sanctuary jurisdictions are still largely able to exist under current law. Congress should take action. In my written testimony, I've outlined several recommendations to address this issue, including the need to hold local officials accountable for knowingly violating the law. Let us heed the lessons that we've learned from tragedies unfolding in cities like New York, Los Angeles, Chicago, Seattle, San Francisco, and others. The American people are safer when state and local governments cooperate with federal immigration agencies. State and local governments should give our agents access to their jails and prisons so that federal agents can screen prisoners, determine their immigration status, process removable aliens, and transfer custody to federal authorities once an alien is released. This requires little effort from local governments, yet under sanctuary policy, state and local officials often slam the door shut on immigration officers. I'd like to close with a simple question for those who continue to support sanctuary policies. How many more Americans need to die at the hands of illegal aliens released by sanctuary jurisdictions? Sanctuary cities must become an artifact of American history rather than the ongoing safe haven for drug dealers, narco-terrorists, murderers, and dangerous people who threaten the safety and the security of the American people. And let me just end on a comment made by the ranking member talking about secret police. I think that's an outrageous comment. I think the men and women of ICE are sworn law enforcement officers. They do their job. They're trained to do their job. They have a very dangerous job in what they do. And to continue to denigrate their job and how they go about it in such a dangerous environment, I think is a disservice to them.